Evening, Harlem and Harlems of the world. I'm Terri Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. And as many of you know, and if you don't know, Harlem Network News is a media platform. We started at the onset of COVID, and we are still here. We consider ourselves an essential service. During COVID, folks were walking around Harlem thinking they were Black and that they couldn't get it. And that's because they didn't really see themselves in the media and they didn't trust. So we stepped in and just really made sure that people were informed. And we're still here. We have continued, and we want to make sure that Harlem, the Harlems of the world, and the world are informed, that we're telling our own stories, that we're informing people, we're engaging them, and we're calling them to action at such a time as this, where media is extremely important. We share our condolences for all of those that have lost their life to gunshot this week, known and unknown. We have got to really stop the violence, and Harlem Network News has been partnering with Isaac Ferguson of WBAI and his morning show. We're doing a series on gun violence, so you can tune in this 7 a.m. And we're going to speak about gun violence. We have had Sister Aisha Sekou on. I have spoken as I have lost my son to gun violence. We're going to have the mayor on this week, and the DA is the next week. So we are going to continue to look at this situation for gun violence that particularly has been impacting our community. But today, on a very, very uplifting note, I have with us, and I'm honored to have with us, folks, the American Day in September. We all look forward to it. I have the chairman of the African American Day Parade with us in the person of Imam Yusuf Hasan. And I also have the administrative coordinator with us, Jasmine Robinson, who is also the granddaughter of Abe Snyder, one of the founding members of the African American Day Parade. So, Imam Yusuf Hasan, would you just reintroduce yourself, tell us your connection to the parade, and how the parade really got started and the role that you play? Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Tara, for having us. And certainly, it's always a pleasure to see you and your listening audience, and especially to discuss this African American Day Parade event that comes up. Now, it began years ago after Dr. Martin Luther King's death. We had an opportunity then to try to fill that void, to lift the spirits of our people. So we had 13 founding members that came together from the Marcus Garvey movement, from the Black social workers here in Harlem, to establish the African American Day Parade. The first meeting was in 1968 on 7th Avenue. And after that, the parade began in 1969 on the same avenue, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard now. And the great leaders that we had at that time were very conscious of how important it was that we begin to move on and live our lives and uplift the spirits of our people. And so our first Grand Marshal was the great Adam Clayton Powell Jr.
My goodness.
Yeah, and
Wow.
as well as the great Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm.
Oh
And
my goodness. Woo.
and we moved on from that. And to this day, this parade has been consistent in bringing in some of the great grand marshals and marshals around this country. Abe Snyder was my main mentor, and I've met all of the members that founded this parade back in 1980 when I first joined this. And most of them were still living. We had an opportunity to talk with them and get the knowledge from them. But Abe Snyder was the second parade president and chairman behind Livingston Wingate and Conrad Peters. They was co-chairmen at the
All
beginning of
right.
the parade. And Abe became the chairman. And now I'm the chairman of the parade because of Abe Snyder.
Mhm.
He needed someone. He said, always used to say, give me Hassan and Melvin.
All
And this
right.
parade will go on. And so we're still here today after 1969, right now,
Mm.
56 years of celebrating the culture, the history, the legacy, and above all, the dignity of our people here, not only in Harlem, but the Harlems of the world.
Thank you for that.
And this parade will stay in Harlem because Harlem is our home. And our goal is to always remember that it's free to our public, free to our people. We
Mhm.
doesn't charge people to be in this parade. We doesn't pay anyone to be in this parade. So we hope that people begin to see the dignity of it. And at one point, it was kind of like a little chaotic during the 80s and early 90s when you had so much going on in the community. And we had all these alcohol floats, Budweiser, Johnny Walker Red, Johnny Walker Black. You know, all those things was happening in the community, and we decided to bring it down a level and take those things out of the parade that was giving
Mhm.
harm to our communities. And so today we bring it back up to another level with the help of the team that we put together after that chairmanship in 2023 when I became the chairman. We
Mhm.
decided to revamp the entire parade and how we need to go forward. So today we have positivity in the parade. We had no violence in this parade. We take it to a certain point where we honor our senior citizens. We have a special place for them in the parade this year. And every year since we've been here, we make sure they sit on a nice tent, have something to eat, and enjoy the fruit
Okay.
of the labor that they have developed throughout the years while sitting in those apartment buildings and seeing the gun violence, seeing their grandchildren and children being killed, and they have like suffering in silence. And that's why I think it's important for us to remember them more than ever since we had the calamities that's been happening in our community, not only just in Harlem, but around the world, and especially,
Absolutely.
but we lost some great leaders that have been a part of this parade from day one. Charlie Rangel was always in the parade in 1969. You see him on the stage. And you had Hazel Dukes have always been supporting us with
Yes.
the parade.
Yes. All the new ancestors.
Yeah, Lord Williams have been supporting us. But the one thing that touches me the most is that we lost our vice chairman, Tamara Norman, who have worked with us a long time, organizing bands and other groups that's coming from around the country. And you know, we're going to miss them this year. So our community is suffering in silence. And we want to make
Yes.
sure this day uplift our spirits. This is what
Mhm.
the parade is about as
Yes,
well.
yes, thank you for that because this has been quite a year. I'm Terry Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. And one of the things that I always love about doing interviews, even if I know the people, and certainly Imam Hassan has been on, several consecutive times talking about the parade, but somehow this is the first time that I'm really understanding, and you may have said it but I probably didn't get it, that Adam Clayton Powell Jr. marched in the parade and Shirley Chisholm marched in the parade. I mean, this is really recorded history. And losing the great giants this year, from our NAACP president, Hazel Dukes, Ma Dukes, to everybody, Congressman Charles B. Rangel, Lloyd Williams, with the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce, just lost him in the middle of Harlem Week. And then your vice chair, Samara Norman. But we have here with us, and I'm going to pass the baton to you, Jasmine, because we have backup. There are young people or younger people that are beginning to participate in the parade and have participated in the parade. So that's a really great thing. The fact that it's about families and an intergenerational movement. So, Jasmine, if you would just introduce yourself and just share your connection to the parade through your grandfather and just through being a part of it. You were born into the parade.
I
So,
was.
how did you decide, okay, I'm going to jump in this deep water and do what I do and just share what your connection is and what your role is? Thank you.
Well, thank you, Terry. So I'm Jasmine Robinson. I am the administrative coordinator for AADP, and I have been a part of the team for about 8 years. Been on the parade, as you said. I was born into it, so all my life. I grew up coming to the parade. I grew up like performing in the parade with my after school programs. I was stepping and we were dancing. So I got a peek behind now all of the curtains of this parade. And I can honestly say this parade is in my blood, literally. I've seen my grandfather's
Mhm.
blood, sweat, and tears and all the energy and effort that he's put into it. My grandfather was a huge part of me going to HBCU. I went to Virginia Union because I was
Okay.
very adamant with him. Like, I want to go to HBCU, but that love that I had inside to go to HBCU was from seeing them at the parade.
Okay.
Um,
I
you
love
know,
it. Hmm.
so we're in New York, so we don't really get to see all the things that they have in the South with the HBCUs and the culture of the HBCUs until you see the parade and then you get a little glimpse of it and it's like I want to see a little more. But to your point and to everything that Yusuf said and everything that you just touched on the people passing away, this parade was built and created in a time where it was very much needed to uplift our people, and everybody shared that passion of wanting that same thing you know and so now when we have people pass away, we have to we have to you know we have to make sure we pass this down to our kids, because if
Absolutely.
we don't, it will absolutely get erased, along with people when they pass away. So I think we have to, keep engaging the young generation. Our families, the families are so important, right? Because that you have to bring your families out to these things. Let your kids see what it's about, because everyone's quick to say, oh, have little critiques and things that they would like to say, but come out and see for yourself. It's a feeling that you get seeing all Black journalists, all Black doctors, all Black law enforcement, all Black, sororities and fraternities and teachers. We're doing education. You're going to see so many Black institutions and just leaders in the educational field. That's a different type of energy from every day. You don't get that type of energy
Right.
anywhere else. And it's so many different groups of our people, different beliefs, different religions, but this day we all come together to celebrate Black excellence. And so that is something that is so powerful in itself. And so it's so important that we keep this going in our families. We keep the conversation going in our families. If you may have a skill, that you may have a little time that you can offer that skill to the parade, volunteer time and services, so that we can keep this going and keep it in all the generations to come, and so the passion could stay there, and it could live in all the different generations.
Yes, thank you for that, Jasmine. I think that's so very significant because one of the things about the African American Day Parade, I know this year for the second year, it is being live streamed with ABC TV on their live screen, and also Harlem America. To Keith Alexander, shout out. We went to Lincoln University first at HBCU, but I went to Fordham, and G. Keith and I were at Fordham together, and he started on that radio at that time. So I want to shout out to him. But this was this parade before the live streaming or before anything. Harlem Network News, we cover it. We don't live it, but we cover it and we put it up on all our social media and our YouTube channel. But it's like prior to the COVID and the social media becoming what it has, this was just a grassroots parade in a sense that people were coming from all over the country, like you said, the sororities, the HBCUs, the bands, the after school programs, and people just came out onto the street and were just filled with pride and energy. So that to me is what is so significant, that it's this grassroots swell, that everybody wanted to come out, grandma, little children in a stroller, to really celebrate our excellence. Now, moving on, if you could just share what's happening this year for the parade. I believe you touched on the theme, which I know is education is number one, excellence. But who are some of the grand marshals? And then after that, we'll talk about, because it's not just the parade. I understand it's going to be a weekend. So let's talk about all of that. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have some great grand marshals coming in this year for this 56th annual parade, and certainly our theme is education, our number one priority. And that's important because our children have two major rights besides others, and that is they have a right to play in a safe environment, and they have a right to a proper education. This year we have some great educators. We have Tony Allen from Delaware State University will be with us. We also have Martin Lamelli from Grambling State University will be one of our grand marshals, along with Patricia Ramsey of Medgar Evers College, as well as Dr. Bob Lee. He's been an educator, and certainly Sandra Bookman. Sometimes we think about just academics as education, but we also have to look at community education. And I think academia and community works hand in hand. So Sandra Bookman and Bob Lee, they do some great things in the community, bringing some positive information to the radio waves and the television waves. And we also have some great educators who are principals of some of our local schools that we want to honor. Dr. Sean Brown from Uniondale High School in Long Island. And we have Francisca Yao Costello, the Prince of Amber Charter School here in New York. And we also have John Janty, Principal of Polksley Preparatory Academy. Those are some great grand marshals, and we have a special grand marshal this year, Karen White, who is I'm a Superwoman. She's one of the great entertainers of the world, and we want to make sure we honor her this year as one of our honorary grand marshals this year. And so we have some great sponsors that have been with us for over the years. And I know Jasmine going to talk about the entire weekend piece that we have.
Yes, thank you for that.
But we have some great grand marshals, great sponsors that have always supported the parade. Number one is WBLS have always supported this parade.
Okay.
Wrap
it up.
And I thank Cynthia for that. And you have Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. We want to bring health back into our community. Mount Sinai Hospital will be with us as well. And along as with, like you say, Harlem America will be with us. So NAACP always supported us. And Northwell Health has been supportive of our parade. The Schomburg Center for Black Culture is in our parade, always a sponsor. And TWU. And then we have the Session Cafe. And then we have the For Life photography organization that's with us, but we also have ABC Channel 7.
Okay.
That's one of our sponsors for the parade. So we look forward to this being one of the best parades, and certainly this year we have our Federation of Black Cowboys back this year.
Okay.
And we've been missing the Cowboys,
Love it, love it, love it.
We're gonna have a really, really nice time this year. We never had an incident in the parade. We hope not to have any this year. We never had seen like a big rain out in the parade. We hope that happens by the grace of God this year.
All right.
And certainly we're going to have our mayors and we're going to have our community leaders that we respect. All of our political leaders will be here along with our grand marshals and marshals.
Okay, a great day in Harlem. I'm Terri Wisdom. This is Harlem Network News, and I'm honored to be here again with the chairman of the African American Day Parade in the person of Imam Yusuf Hasan. And this is our first time having Jasmine Robinson with us, who is the administrative coordinator. So, Jasmine, if you would just move on and tell us a little bit about the African American Day weekend and how folks can, tune in, tap in, and become.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Terry. So that Saturday before the parade is our third year doing this event. It's our Get Involved Community Literacy, Health, and Culture celebration. So, and our sponsors for that event, we have AARP, Pix 11, the Apollo, and Harlem Stage. So those are our main sponsors for Saturday. But as far as community partners, we have a total of 70 different community partners that are partnering with us for Saturday. So they will be out there having tables. No one is selling anything this day. This is free resources for the community. So we'll have people doing signups, giveaways. We have on-site health services, prostate checks, blood pressure checks. We'll have literacy games and activities for the kids. Universal Soul, they're participating on Sunday, but on Saturday they gave us some free tickets to give out to the kids. So that would be great to do. And then we also have a health panel where we have three doctors come on with a moderator. They're all from Mount Sinai, and they'll be speaking on mental health, diabetes, some of the things that are plaguing our community, and they'll be able to provide some resources to the community as well to help with that. And then of course we're going to have live performances. So there will be live performances happening throughout this day. This will happen in the plaza of the State Office Building, the Adam Clayton Powell State Office Building, Jr. State Office Building. Can't forget that. On 125th Street in the plaza. This will all happen the Saturday before the parade from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And so it is an all-day community event. And that is the opportunity for a lot of people to kind of sit stationary and engage and talk with the community directly, where parade day is a little bit more, it's up and running, it's moving, it's going, and flowing. So this day is the opportunity that the people in the parade can also connect with the community that day and speak about their organizations and the things that they do and the services that they can provide to help the community.
Okay, well, thank you for that. I love the idea of it being a weekend event, and also the fact that people can plug into a live stream if they can't really physically be there. Is there anything else that either one of you would like to share, something very significant about this year? And obviously, the way things are moving in this world, there's so much significance to what's happening. So if there's anything very special that you'd like to share, please do.
I just wanted to share that something that I noticed is that we have been getting a lot of people using social media to promote the parade, and not just by sharing our content, creating their own content on TikTok, and a lot of people have been going viral. So it's great when it's the correct information, but it's not that great when it's not. But thank goodness recently, it's been some great information. People have been coming to the meetings and getting the information, making videos, posting it on their TikToks and platforms, and it's been reaching the masses. There's like a lot of people in different states, oh my gosh, I didn't know about this, I'm flying out. So it's people coming this year from the West Coast. It's people coming, like even one of our marshals, he's from Grambling State in Louisiana. So there's people coming from all over this year, and that's why I think it's just so important for everybody to take it back to the grassroots, where it's word of mouth. But now you use these platforms like what you're doing, Terry. You use these platforms and you just go full blast with this information. Because if everyone did that, imagine. But it's happening, because people to this day, to this very day, we're a week away, and people are, I don't know, but people are like contacting us every minute of the day. Yusuf will tell you. So it's getting out there, and even
Okay,
people
the
interested in being.
drumbeat is happening. That's a great thing. That's
Yes, no, it is, and that's a great thing. So whatever is happening needs to continue, because it's a great thing. I see next year even being bigger, the following year. So it's a great thing. So
okay. So
that's all I wanted to mention.
okay, well, thank you for that. And we're moving with the tide of the times, and we're also, it's important that we tell our own stories and we get it right, because there can be a lot of misinformation that comes out for our communities. Obviously, we have, economic disparities, health disparities, all of these things, but we're standing up and we're fighting back, and asking for what is supposed to be and demanding what is supposed to be for our community education. So Imam Yusuf Hasan, would you share with us whatever closings you'd like to share, things we might have missed, and things that folks need to look out for? Thank you so much.
Something very important is going to happen also on that Saturday. We're going to have Tai Chi, where people can come out and do some exercise with Tai Chi. But one thing I just want everyone to notice and everyone to know is that the African, many people ordering floats and other things during the parade, and they wait until the last minute. I would like for them to try to put these things in earlier, because the parade opens up every day, week of January the 15th of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday during that week.
Okay.
And then you can register, order your floats, and do all the things you need to do instead of waiting until the last moment. And when we are stacked out of floats, and then they bombard us with all these different things. I need this, I need that. And it's important that we do things sooner than later if we want to make things happen in our particular communities. And I think that's important, because it put a lot of stress on a small team, and we have a great team. Let me just say this so people can understand. We have a small group of volunteers and a small team that make this happen. And I always have to shout them out because of what they actually do day in and day out. And they have jobs, regular jobs that they work every day. You got to shout out Elvin and Darlene Shamsuddin, which we named the reviewing stand after them for making it such a peaceful place for the senior citizens to sit and relax. And we have some, Thomas Walker make sure that groundwork is done at the beginning of the parade and getting that routes out. And then we got Kennedy Gilfinger. She does a great job of being a host out in the community. Veronica Hickman, she makes sure the live entertainment, the pre-parade show, which is going to be fantastic this year, and the parade on the entertainment on the day before the event, which is the weekend. And then we have some great other leaders in the community. Melvin Muhammad makes sure, and Xavier, they make sure that security is intact, so no one gets hurt and get out of line. And I want to make sure that we know that this parade is also operated by the community, the volunteers. And they come out in their wheelchairs and on their walking cane. They still help out in the parade after working so many years. They still want to volunteer their services and time. We need support. And we would like for people to donate to the parade. Let me just say this parade is free to our people. We never charge you to participate in it. We never pay you to participate in it. But we have an overhead that's really, really large, to find the things that we need to make this parade happen. So if anyone just donate $5, $10, $20, whatever you can, support the parade, and you can go to our website, African American Day Parade.org. And you can go into that website and you can punch in on the donate button. And you can donate. We have t-shirts, we have a store there, we have everything, and all the information that you need is on that website. You just got to read it. And I hope people begin to read that, so they'll know that, it's putting extra burden on us if he doesn't read and then you're not seeing the timelines and all the things that we have to do to make this parade happen. This is your parade. This is the community's parade. And we want all of our people to take it as theirs, but treat it in an honorable way. We not have negativity. Don't come out cursing and fighting and drinking and smoking and gambling and all this stuff in the middle of our parade. We want our people to see the absolute best of us.
Right. The best of the best.
And we want our children to feel safe to march out on that parade route after they've learned so much in those apartment buildings. And no stage to play on when his sisters and cousins trying to teach them how to do the 2-step and the 1-step. And then they have no place to really show what they've learned except this parade route. And they're so happy. A shout out to the sugar babies. They're always happy with us. Thank you, Miss Terry. I'm fired up.
Okay.
And I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's go. It's been an honor. I'm Terri Wisdom. This is Harlem Network News, and you just found out where to go. We're going to go to the website. If you want to call Harlem Network News directly, we are at 646-261-5397, Harlem Network News at gmail.com, or harlemnetworknews.org on our website, so you can get more information, because as it was said, this is our parade. I also know there are scholarships for the parade. Maybe you want to share just a little bit about the scholarships and the fact that you're going to do some support with the teachers, because we know that our teachers, particularly in our community, spend a lot of their own money on supplies to make sure above and beyond the children have what's needed, be it snacks or books or whatever. So if you just want to close with a little bit about that, and I'm with you, donate to Harlem Network News, donate to the parade. This is us, and we've got to support us. That's how it works. So thank you. Okay. So
the donations go to things like you just mentioned, Terry, the scholarships. So we were able to give away 3 scholarships to 3 African-American high school seniors that were attending college. It did not have to be a HBCU. We do promote education, period. That'd be great. But the goal is we want them to go to, to get higher education in general and succeed and help in any way we can.
and
Oh no, I was gonna say, and then we also we gave away a teacher's grant. We actually Yusuf gave it away at the press conference to
nice.
teacher Monique Glover, who was nominated. But to Yusuf's point, if you go to our website as well, you'll see at the bottom it says subscribe to the newsletter. And that is important because we are a small team, and sometimes I think people think that we should be reaching out to them directly. Like, oh, I didn't know the parade was, I didn't know applications were open. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. There are so many people for us to keep up with. If you subscribe to our newsletter, you will be in the know of everything, because every month we are putting something out. So that is keeping you alert of what the parade has going on. And so when we do things like, hey, do you want to nominate an honoree? That's all in the newsletter. And then 5 months later, people are like, hey, I didn't get to nominate anyone. You need to go to our website or subscribe to the newsletter, because both places has this information. So when we say nominate teachers for a teachers grant, we're trying to, give away some grants to teachers to help with supplies for classrooms. It's important that the community gets involved and really nominates teachers. I think that it's unfortunate we were only able to give away one, because only one teacher was nominated by like 5 people in the community. The same teacher, that's a great thing. That means Monique is doing great things. But it should have also been other teachers. It would have been great, to give away 2 more grants, because we were expected to give away 3. So it's just important that the community gets involved when we're trying to do these things of giving back and, giving, whether it's money or just resources. It's important to get involved. That's why we named the event Get Involved, because it literally
and
that says it all.
That is truly what it's about, and that's what Harlem Network News is about. Our media, is not what it used to be. Some of it has to do with economics, but we work with what we have. As you said, Harlem Network News, we have a small staff. So we don't always know about everything, and so it's a give and take where we got to look at your site, you got to look at our site, this way we all know what is happening, because part of the problem in our community is people being informed, and that's why our motto is for people to be informed, engage, and then call to action. And each of us has to take responsibility in that, as we know, particularly as we have this election coming up and we have a lot of misinformation that is going across mainstream media. You got to do your homework. You got to go look at 5 different places to really assess what's really happening. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. I know you're busy. You got other meetings, and we look forward to seeing you next Saturday and Sunday. And Terri Wisdom, Harlem Network News, thank you so, so much. And we appreciate
Thank you for having us.
Okay. All right. Forward ever, backward never. So goes Harlem. So goes the world. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Take care.